Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift, episode 275, and I, of course, am your host, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived, the master of tacos, the king of beans. It's me, it's Matt. I'm here, and I'm pumped for the show, and I'm also pumped because, with me as always, it's my buddy, the light bearer, the light bringer, the light bearer, bringer, the beastmaster of Third Shift. It's Eric, and I'm not even gonna get out of the intro before I call you out. Eric, what did you tell the people last week? Last week,
I'm the father of lies, man.
Diddly-doo, here we go. We'll be back at you with actual Game Awards stuff. False liar, the false prophet, Eric.
I am the father of lies.
Now, I will say, in your defense, we talked about this on the What You Plan for some reason. We always say, time is a weird thing. It actually is, because I could have sworn in one of those Game Awards emails, it said December 8th.
I know.
And that is 100%. Wednesday as we're recording this. I know it did.
There was a false statement somewhere, because that was in my brain 100% hardcore that the 8th was the show time and that's when we were rocking out. It's there. I'm telling you. Not crazy. But, it plays into the whole thing anyway, because I am the father of lies. I am the prophet, false prophet. I've done this a million times. What's any different?
I think this is another one of those instances, like we've talked about with my Mad Hatter voice that I'm super famous for doing, where we have crossed from one parallel universe into the other one. There was one that we were in where it was on Wednesday, because I know I saw it, you saw it too, and we've both just no, it's on Thursday, but it wasn't. I know, and I know I can go through my email, and I know, even though I know it was in there, it will say the 9th because we're in the other universe.
We've shifted.
Right now.
Yeah, we shifted. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like, we probably went into work one day, I'm going to imagine, and the door to the alternate reality was right there in the dungeon, and we walked through it while we were coming back from breakfast or something. And
I was just going to say, I got to stop going to breakfast with you, so now at least it'll be split off, and I'll be like, no, dude, here, look, here's physical proof
of
the actual thing. You go, no, man, no. Oh,
I swear to God, no, I swear. And I'll keep
Don't think that I'm crazy.
I'll keep going further into madness because everyone keeps going, Eric's crazy. He has no idea what he's talking about. Oh, God. I do. I promise.
But, you know what? Yeah, even after that, I will start off like we always do. Eric, how was your week this past week?
Pretty decent. Pretty decent week, Matt. What did I do? I don't remember. I played some video games. I know that. I did not see a show. I did not see a show at all. What did I do? I don't know. Man, I'll just tell you about the video games because apparently that's all I know. That's all I can remember. I've been playing the heck out of that Persona 5 Strikers. I am in one of the very last dungeons, and it is doing exactly what I knew it would do. Mini boss, mini boss, mini boss, mini boss, mini boss, and we're just trekking through. But the nice part about this last dungeon, is there's like a bunch of saves everywhere. So, and you can leave at any time. It's not like old school Persona, I can just hop out, go pop, get some new potions. If I need money or whatever, I can just go grind a little bit or sell crap I don't need, get some money, go back in. So it feels good because there's no stress. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm right before this next boss. I'll just save, get out, get it restocked, go in, beat the boss, move on as far as I can till typical RPG style until all my mana's gone, all the stuff's gone, and then we'll stop there and call that a night. And that's kind of been my jam. That's what I've been doing, this past week. I have taken I wouldn't say a break from it this week, but I haven't played it as much as I was when I first got back on board with it. And that's just because a lot of shows are out, and I've just been chilling, watching those, having a good time. A lot of the anime that I like is popping off right now. We got, all this Marvel stuff, the Hawkeyes are out there. I went through all the Cowboy Bebop, watched all those episodes this last week. And there's so many people saying don't do it because it's terrible and it sucks and the anime is so much better. And I'm going to tell you this, no shit, the anime is going to be better. I mean, there was no world in which this live action was going to be as good as the anime. I enjoyed it. But I'm not I'm not mad. I ain't the Cowboy Bebop fan. I just enjoy, I don't know, I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool. I like Cowboy Bebop. but I didn't have any stake in the game. So I don't want to be the judge of whether it was good or not. I don't want to say, because I'm not really hinged on that world, that culture that in. So I had a good time with it. I thought the characters were great. I thought Faye was awesome. Like, just such a cool cat, just crazy, weird, all sorts of stuff. Spike had it going. It was good. I had fun. And I don't care if people want to hound me later and say you're just trash. You don't know what you're talking about with shows and movies. It's whatever.
I'll let you know when I eventually get around to watching it, because it's on that list, like we were talking about with James, of like 10 shows that are going right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another one that I have to watch with someone else because that other person knows Cowboy Bebop too. So it's like, well, which of these 10 shows are we going to watch in the 3 hours we have today? Well, those 3. Okay, well, there's an episode of each of those. And then next week, well, what are we going to do? Well, maybe these 3. So I'll let you know when I finally get around to doing it, because I am excited to watch it, but I do want to watch it with the other person. So
Gotcha.
We'll see.
And then besides Persona, I've been playing the Battlefield. The usuals I won't bore anybody with. But my last one is I got around to watching Train to Busan. And everyone's been pumping this movie up, man. Just awesome. The cat's meow. Gotta watch it. Crazy cool. Crazy. All this good stuff. I did what you should never do, is I built this image and this thing in my head that this thing was going to be wicked. You know what I mean? Like, and I knew it was about, I know the premise of the movie. And so I started building in my mind that, dang, this thing's going to be smoking. This thing's going to be crazy. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be nasty. It's wild. And I watched it, and it was a great movie. But it was not at all what I had put in my brain for it to be. I was thinking scares, blood, gore, deep, just dark, crazy sauce. You know what I'm saying? And instead, it was just a zombie movie, but a well-done one. Don't get me wrong. It was well done, and I enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I watched it all the way through. But it was just, I got it done, and I just went, well, okay, it was cool. Yeah, all right. And I moved on. Instead of what I was, had jived myself up for, which was, geez, oh, Pete, I wish all movies were like this. Oh, my God, I wish all zombie movies did this and that. It'd be the end game for it. Man, but it wasn't that. It did not do that. It just was a good movie. So it's one of those weird times where I was fine. It was a great show, and I'd recommend it, but I just built it too high in my head.
I feel like there's some other big Korean movie that I heard talked about like that, and it's been a long time since, so I don't even remember which one it was, but I did that same thing at the time, and I was like, this is going to be, everybody said it's so cool and crazy, and I watched it, and it was really good, and I just went, oh, I can't do that anymore, though. When I hear people say it's the greatest thing ever, I'll let the buzz dip, and obviously this is an older movie, so the buzz has dipped and died, but I'll let that get out of my head for a little bit, and then when I watch it, I go, oh, that was really cool.
And you let it be what it is. It was a good movie without any kind of hill or mountain to...
Or if it was mind-blowing, oh, man, wow! Oh, I see why everybody loved it. Let me read some more rave reviews. Oh, cool. That was so neat.
And then you get that message, that was so last month, dude. Get out of here. Pew.
But I don't talk to anybody, so it doesn't matter.
I just make this stuff in my head. Yeah, it's all in my head.
Yeah.
There's no real conversations to be had. So that's been my week in a nutshell. I'm sure there was some cool stuff I'm missing out on, but I don't know what it is. I don't remember. All I remember, sadly, is mostly work, and we're not talking about that stuff. So what about you, Matt?
We're definitely not talking about that. And my week, I'm going to jump around here and there a little bit, but over the weekend, I went and saw King Richard. I think it was on the weekend. Yeah, it was. The movie about Serena and Venus Williams' dad with Will Smith in the role. And I got to say, couple things about that movie. One, I mean, I enjoyed it overall. That was one thing to say there. One, it made me, I'm not a tennis fan. I'm not a tennis person. It made me such a bigger fan of the two girls than him, because he plays this kind of character, and I guess if you know the story, you know the story. But I'm like, wow, they went through a lot of stuff. They worked really hard. They did all this stuff. They came from,
It's a song, Matt. It came from the bottom to the top. Something like that. Remember that?
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Yeah,
that's all. I don't know the song. I just know that lyric.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, that's super cool. And then the other thing I wanted to say is there were, I think it was about 5 minutes in that very intro where you're just kind of getting to know him, and he's going around doing this stuff, where when I looked at that screen, obviously we all know Will Smith, famous actor, big time actor, been in all these great movies, good actor here, fun actor there. There were some moments in this movie, and it wasn't all the way through. When I looked at that screen, I did not see Will Smith. I saw this character that he was playing, because his physical acting and the voice that he does, he like disappeared into that character. And like I said, it wasn't through the whole movie, but it was in a lot of key spots. And I went, damn, he is a good actor. You don't really think about it because he's in big over-the-top stuff or silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, damn, he did a great job in most of this, like I said. Sometimes he was still Will Smith on the screen, but there was a lot of times where I looked at it and I was like, damn, that's just that dude. He sounded so different and looked so different and moved so different. So, I don't know. Good movie overall. I enjoyed it. Also, over the weekend, went and saw Leslie Odom Jr. at the Wharton Center. He was one of the original cast members of Hamilton, does singing, and I think he's in movies and shows and all kinds of stuff now. Did a holiday concert, which was phenomenal. He did a couple songs from Hamilton, which were great. And I had that realization, like, what do I always say? Whenever I like go see like a live event or a live performance, I go, man, I just feel alive again because I saw that thing and I got that energy from it.
Uh-huh.
And I went, man, I think that's what I need to do. I'm not a singer, I'm not an actor, I'm not a dancer. I need to work in that. Backstage, at a theater, doing something, facilitating these kinds of things so people can do these things. Maybe that's what I need to do. I don't know, but I was just struck by that while I sat there. Because it was a great concert, great performance. But I was just like, man, I need to do something like this. Something with this. I don't know. I had to say it on the podcast, so maybe I'll make it actually happen,
Maybe we'll make it. Just like me and you are going to go to college and become game devs. What else are we talking about?
Literally everything. Win the lottery every single time.
Win the lottery every time. Yeah. Hey, I got my tickets, so 300 mils, so I'm there.
Hell yeah!
Maybe tonight's the night, folks. Maybe next time you listen to this show, I'm gonna be $300 million richer, and I'm still gonna do the show. You can bet your butt I'm gonna still be doing this show, but I'm gonna be doing this show a lot different because I'm gonna be rich, and it's gonna be amazing, and the world's gonna be great.
And we can talk about our food line because we can open it ourselves.
Oh, I thought about that.
Uh-huh.
I was like, you know what? Well, we'll just open it up with my own money, and I will run a food line. That's what I don't care. What else have I got to do?
Because then
besides the podcast,
even if the sales are terrible and we're like losing a little bit of money here and there, who cares?
Who cares?
I got the money mark right here. Just keep funneling the money in, Eric. I'll keep running the store. We'll keep doing it.
Keep running the store, and then we'll make our own show out of it, just like I've talked about. It'll be great, and then that'll make money because who doesn't want to see a wacky zany show about a superstore? Well, it won't be a superstore. It'll be a food line, but
about a grocery store. It'd be even weirder. You have like the weird deli guy who, you know more than I do.
Hey, trust me, our old meat guy, I'll tell you what, he used to hawk and hack and just go crazy up in the back area. You could hear him all the way in the front all the time. He was always trying to flirt with every lady who even dared walk by the meat area. Oh, then we had this zany old lady, like 89 years old, maybe 100, I don't know. She made all the food in the little, the hot deli area, and she used to just go like, "Hey, Eric, how are you today?" That's how she talked. And man, old Jim, the brothers, they were all these three brothers. One was a psychopath. One hated his life and hated his job, never wanted to be there. The other was the super, I'm in charge, I'm going to rule this place. It was a fairy tale. It was exactly what you think it was. You had your smoking cashier, the one who just, "Hi, what do you want?" Just talked just like that. You had your crazy old lady who was always laughing and jolly. It's amazing. We could make that work. We could do it.
We could definitely make that work. Another thing that they made work is, I forgot to talk about it last week because it happened on November 30th for Giving Tuesday. Williamson Theater, one of the local theaters, does their Giving Tuesday play-a-thon. It was over Zoom this year, just like last year. They did 3 different plays. One I wasn't so fond of, but the performances were really good. One was a lot of fun, really funny. And then the third one, there is this local actress, and I mean, she's been like in a couple shows, or like, kind of small parts. I think she's been in a couple movies, but really small parts. The more I see of her, the more amazed I am, because every single time that I see her, like even in this play reading on Zoom, just like I talked about with Will Smith, she became that character. I've seen her, in play readings and in actual plays before, so I know what she looks like, what she sounds like, but every single time she shows up as somebody different. Like in this one, it's kind of like a poor Southern person. And if you saw this performance of her, you would not think that was her in anything else she's ever played. Like she just dips into that role. And I'm always amazed every time I see it. And so, like, she was just acting to her web camera, just like, we do our Discord call. And I was amazed. Fantastic. What a performance. Jeez, oh Pete's. It's a delight every time that the Playathon comes up, and especially when I see Catherine Banks in the cast, because I know she's going to be fantastic, and she was here too. What a delight. And then on the video game front, I haven't even gotten to the video games yet. Yes! I 100% completed and got all the achievements in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Definitive Edition, for the first time ever.
Woo!
I played San Andreas forever, ages ago. This is the first time it's 100% complete. I did all the achievements, which are now new, obviously. What a fantastic time. What a fantastic game. And then we talked about it on the What You Playing. What am I going to play next? And I went over to my Switch, and I played some Animal Crossing, because I play that every day, and I have my fun with it. And I looked at the bar, and there was the same 4 games were there. And I went click, click, click over to the right, and I saw Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And I went, I never played the second game in that. And I started it up, and I immediately fell back in love with it. So I'm playing that. I've only played one big, long play session so far. But the intro case for the second game, it starts off in a really cool way that I won't spoil. But I went, that's the perfect way to start this off. Because you're doing the kind of the tutorial stuff, but it makes sense because of what happened in it. And just seeing all those characters come to life again, and their animation, and the way it moves from one animation to the other, because they're 3D models now instead of the 2D from way back in the day. The way they smoothly go from this expression to that one. Like, there's one with the intro prosecutor. There's always an intro prosecutor. He, like, starts off sweating, and then he'll, like, draw his hand across his face, like, to wipe the sweat off, and then it moves perfectly into his serious expression as he recovers from whatever he was stressing about. Beautiful. Perfect. So I can't wait to play more of that. And then last night, I got on my PC because I was going to order some Christmas presents and do some online stuff. And I did a little bit of that, and then I closed out the browser, and I saw on the desktop, I saw Loop Hero sitting there. And I went, you know what? I did a good long play session of that before, and I got a little bit far into it. Let me do another one. And then I sat here for 4 hours last night playing Loop Hero. And I beat the Lich. I finally got the perfect run and the perfect amount of stats and the perfect gear that was dropped from all the things I was doing. I kicked the crap out of him, and then I went, hey, there's even more you got to do. Also, you just unlocked the next class. Oh, so I started playing the other class, which plays completely differently. And I went, oh, I have to re-optimize my deck with all the things that I can place on the loop now, because this is a totally different thing. Whoa, what a wonderful experience. So I can't wait to play more of that. I'm just loving everything that I'm playing. I'm loving life. It's a great time to be me. It's a great time to be alive. That's it. That was my week. It was a great week. My God.
God bless. You know what? And while you're speaking about a good time to be alive, I'm going to tell you, it is a good time to be alive, because the game I got for you this week, folks, it's Halo Infinite. It ain't what was on the roster. He's baffled. He's shocked. He doesn't know what's happening. Oh,
I'm just going to close the show notes. Delete all the show notes. Click.
I changed it.
Gone.
I changed it around right at the last second, because you know what? The game I was going to talk about, folks, it's a great game. But you know, I cannot let Halo Infinite by 343 Studios and published by Xbox go uncalled, go untalked about. It's not even possible. All right? They already released the competitive side of it. We've talked about it a bit, how we wanted to try it out and play it. You have not, I don't think, right? You haven't messed with it at all?
I haven't touched it yet, no.
I have played it. I really enjoy it. However, I've been having issues, as I've talked about already, with my laptop, wanting to switch to the crappy graphics card instead of using the actual graphics card. However, it doesn't matter. Because today, right now, you can go get the campaign. Now, I will warn you, and this is a big knock on it, you cannot do cooperative with it. You can't do cooperative. It is a single-player experience only until, and this is atrocious, folks, like May of next year.
What?
Yeah. It's absurd. I don't know. They dropped the ball real hard on this, because I so badly wanted to roll through that with Matt. Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what? This will be a perfect game for me and him to kind of just tide over a month or so of our time, mm-hmm. and just, it would have been great. It would have been perfect. But no, can't do it. So if you're looking for that cooperative experience with friends, you're not going to get it till May or so of next year. And that stinks. It really is a bummer.
That really does suck because, I played the first 2 Halos and a little bit of 3. I played Reach a whole bunch. I'm not a big diehard Halo guy, but if I could play with you, that would damn sure get me through that campaign. We get into the multiplayer, we'd be having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I'm going to get into it. Like if I can play it on Games Pass for free, I'll play it at some point, but that would be like, hey, we're going to sit down and we're going to do it. But now we can't until May of next year. That sucks.
And it does, because I definitely have to play this game. I love Halo. I ain't gonna lie to you though. I think I already told you anyway. I fell off when 343 took over. So I'm the Bungie Halo guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've played all the ones that Bungie made. Didn't play any that 343 made. And from what I hear, some of them were decent, some of them were not. But it's across the board. The fireworks are going off.
Yeah.
Apparently, Master Chief's back. He's got the new assistant weapon helping him out now instead of Cortana. Like I said, I haven't kept up the story. Apparently, I think Cortana went crazy. Spoiler alert, but whatever, don't care. Anywho's, he's back. He's sad because he feels like he's failed the world. Some stuff went down. Apparently, he got knocked out of the fight. I don't know the story. This is what I'm just thinking is, and he comes back, and here it is. All the baddies, they've taken over. He's got to fix it. He's got to fix the problem. And of course, Master Chief can fix the problem because he is the ultimate Spartan. He is the badass. And of course, you go through first-person shooting. If you don't know Halo, I don't know. You're living under a rock. But it is a first-person shooter. You go on these wonderful, what do they call them? The Halos? Or is that what they're called? Like Halos? You know what I mean?
That's, it's right, but they're called ring worlds. At least if you're a sci-fi person, you know what a ring world is. That's what it
goodness.
is.
Yeah, you're on one of those, and you're handling business. And the difference from old school Halo to this one is generally you're on like a linear story. You're on a linear path, going through levels, and then you go to the next one, you beat the game. This one has some of that in the beginning, in the middle, and the end, but mixed in there is a open world, which you're on the ring, Zeta or Zelta ring, I don't remember which one, something like that. And you get to actually just do tasks. You want to go free up some bases, you can go free up some bases. You can go hunting for the little Spartan collectibles that allow you to upgrade your gear, that kind of stuff. So you'll get this really cool kind of open world fun experience, and then high value targets are in there. So you can go hunt down high value targets and take those out. And then, like I said, in the middle ground, interwoven with that will be more storyline stuff. And then, of course, it ends with your traditional, this mission to the end, etc. And that excites me. I can't wait to just say open world, have fun,
That totally. I had no knowledge of this whatsoever at all, because, like I said, I'm not a Halo guy. When you started saying that, hey, you can kind of roam around and do what you want and pick up collectibles and go do these things and go on the side missions and go do stuff. That's stuff I love to do. That's stuff I just did 100% of in Grand Theft Auto. That's the kind of thing that will make me play Halo instead of just run down the corridors and shoot the things, and then you won at the end. Oh, run down the corridor, shoot the things, and then go out and get a warthog and drive around. That sounds awesome.
And I was just about to say, the weapon variety's back. Apparently, all the weapons you could ever want and you want to just screw with and customize, they're all there. The vehicle variety's all in there, apparently. Once you've unlocked and opened up everything, you can just hop in a Scorpion, hop in the Warthog, and just go to town. And just kind of take this stuff on as you see fit. Try to sneak in and screw around. Try to just go in and blow up everything. Avoid it. You don't even have to. I can't wait to see what this is like. In the Halo universe with Master Chief, and just all those awesome weapons that are so unique, so cool, so different. I'm so stoked to play this, and that's where the bummer comes in, because I'm going to have to. But that means I'm going to play it, experience it, and then by the time May comes, the only thing I can hope is that they bring in something new, a DLC or something new, to then get me right back on board. And then me and Matt can go through, together, as well as do the new DLC or whatever it is they add in to get you hopping and popping back in Halo Infinite, 6 months later.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much.
Okay, good.
I don't really have much to add on that, but
that's all I needed. That's all. I just needed you to go, hell yeah, brother. And
hell yeah, brother. So, that's what I'm into. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So get out there, get some Halo Infinite, but I will warn you one last time, if you wanted the co-op experience, you're not going to get it, so be aware of that. But from all reports, it's amazing and a fun time, and Master Chief's back. Go get him.
But who needs a co-op experience? Who needs friends? Who needs anything when you can just play Danganronpa Decadence, which you knew as soon as you saw this on the release schedule. I know all of you out there. You went, Matt's definitely going to talk about this because he loves that Danganronpa. And yes, I do love that Danganronpa, and I'm going to talk about it. These are 3 of the best visual novel / adventure game / murder mystery kind of court case games I've ever played in my whole life. They're all single player. Basically, the setup of these 3 Danganronpas is you and a bunch of your classmates, you're going to a school, you're dropped into a murder game, a killing game, essentially. Because of some factor or another, you're all locked inside the area, wherever you are. You're all locked inside, you can't leave. But if one of you kills another of your classmates or characters and gets away with it, that person can leave. But if that person gets found out, then that person gets killed. And it goes on and on and on until there's a sole survivor or anything else happens. I'm not going to go into the plots. I'm not going to go into the spoilers, obviously. And I hear you. I hear you out there. You're wondering, how can it be different? It's a killing game 3 different times. I'm telling you, the spins that these games take on that setup, especially towards the endings, obviously, as the twists come unfurled at the very end, it's magnificent. Because you play one and you go, okay, I kind of get the message of these games. I know how it's going to work. And then you play the second one and those big twists come through and you have a whole new pot of characters who have new personalities. You get attached to these characters. So you're dismayed when this one dies or that one betrays you and is actually the murderer that you found out. And then you get to that ending and it's a whole new twist on that formula. And then you get to the third game and you think, I know it all by now. How could it be any different? And then the twists and the turns unfurl in that game. Again, a whole new cast of characters that you come to know and love and spend so much time with. So it's heart-wrenching when those big, nasty, dark, dastardly twists come out. And then as the game progresses, it gets even crazier and even more nuts. You gotta play Danganronpa. If you've seen me play it, if you heard me talk about it, you know it's intense and crazy and God, it's just wonderful. I want to get this for the Switch and play through all of them all over again to see all my friends, even though I know the twists, to see people breaking down in tears as you uncover that yes, they were the murderer, but maybe they didn't want to do a murder, but they just had to do it and now you're all in this scenario and all this crazy stuff happens. Beautiful, wonderful games. And on top of it, this includes I think it's like Ultimate Summer Vacation Mode, which is the expansion of the board game from Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, in which you're kind of going around a board game, building up your stats for all your different characters that you collect, and then you're fighting bosses in a turn-based RPG style at the end, and then going on and on. This is a little bit more fleshed out. There's a lot more cutscenes, more story around it. Before it was just kind of like, hey, here's a kind of a thing you can do. Now there's a story, you're going to an island, you have all hordes of new characters, and then all the characters from all 3 games are kind of all clunked in together, so you have your choice of all of them. There's characters from the one Danganronpa game that's not in here, Ultra Despair Girls. There's characters from there in the board game too. If you're interested in Danganronpa at all, pick this up. I guarantee if you like visual novels, if you like the Ace Attorney games, this has a lot of stuff with that too. If you like mysteries, if you like dark, twisted games, if you like stuff like Squid Game or Battle Royale or any of these killing game type scenarios, play Danganronpa. Get it in Decadence. You get all 3 games. They are fantastic. They'll take you so much time and be so interesting and intriguing and dark and twisted and weird. Oh my God. You can't go wrong with this unless you just don't like fun and interesting things. You can't go wrong with Danganronpa Decadence. Get it for the Switch. Spike Chunsoft, you're amazing. I'm going to have to break my rule that I talked about with Eric that I won't reveal here and buy this and just sink my teeth into it all over again. My God.
I think you're right. Matt. I think you're going to have to break that rule and get it because imagine playing that in the darkest of places and bringing that light and hope into your life. You know what I mean?
I know the place you're talking about. Oh my God, what a wonderful time that would be. Oh, just looking up as I'm watching this horrible thing unfurl and just going, yeah, that's just, yeah, that, yep.
Man, what a glorious thing that'd be. And of course, speaking of glorious, Matt, it's your favorite time because I think there's some glorious things that might be available out there.
There's glorious golden keys in Borderlands Game of the Year Edition if I haven't forgotten to update the thing. Look on the Twitter. You'll find it. You get keys for a fantastic game. If it's Game of the Year Edition, a game I'll never play. If it's Borderlands 2, a game we'll never play again. If it's Borderlands the pre-sequel, then we're going to get back into it anyway. So you know the spiel. Get in there, hit up the Twitter, the Reddit, the forums, the Instagram, hit up your preferred shift code provider, and get yourself some free loot in a fantastic game. Whatever it is. I love it.
It's out there. It's out there for you. And you know what else is out there? My box. Remember, Matt, those boxes that we got sent, Gearbox, those cool little Tiny Tina's Wonder Worlds boxes that they were, they were really nice enough to send to us, and they've been like, spinning around and open up and giving us like cool little heads up and clues.
You're right. Yeah, I know all about this thing. Yeah.
Yes. You saw yours the other day, right? When it opened up and showed you the next little clue, the little hint.
Time is a flat circle, Eric. You need to remind me of what it was that I saw.
Let me remind you. Okay, so it popped open, man. I was like, whoa, so cool. And it was Tiny Tina in a little cool letter announcing that they were going to be at the Game Awards. And of course, it was like a play, and she was talking about how there was a bird in the place, and the bird was crazy, and she was doing Tiny Tina stuff. And then she said hosted by this Raymond Tracemond or Tracing or something, who knows? And then everyone's like, whoa, are they going to announce at the Game Awards that there's going to be ray tracing in this whole shindig? And it's like, wow, probably, because the play on words with the name she used, and I forget because, I'm old. But then she was also like, yeah, and then it unveils that, Jeff was actually you, and you're Jeff, and then you're the Game Awards, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, whoa. So, hey, guess what? Tiny Tina's Wonderlands has got a presence at the Game Awards. What it's actually about, who knows? Because I've learned through the years not to trust anything. The only thing I trust is the statement that they will be at the Game Awards. So therefore, they will be at the Game Awards talking about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Now, we have learned this over the years. I've learned this too, but maybe this is from the old universe. Maybe this is from...
Yeah, maybe the new one.
Maybe now everything pops. This is where all of our predictions actually come true instead of never coming true, which can't be right because I remember them coming true, but I think that was the old universe where we were right all the time.
That was in the old one.
And now we're here where as history has shown, I just looked it up on my phone, we were always wrong and awful. So
yes.
I'm confused now because there's too many universes and too many scenarios.
Yeah, we've crossed over into,
I talked myself into a flat circle. I did it. It became that way.
So I just need you to check your box again when you get time and, reread that little message. People are reading into it. If you want to check it out, it's out there for you. You can go take a peek at it. I don't think there's that much to really read in, to be honest with you, except for maybe the Raymond tracing thing. And, that's a fun little joke. I think there was one other one people were kind of going in on. There was something about being an announcement and a immediate release from the Yo-Yo-Yo, that they're making the Yo-Yo-Yo from the Yo-Yo. So maybe there's going to actually be a cool announced release drop as well coming tomorrow. But once again, hey, I don't know. I just know we're going to hear about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands for sure.
Don't tell me for sure I don't know. What you need to do is make a prediction. We need to get in the canoe and say exactly what we know is going to happen. There's holes in the canoe. We have to Fred Flintstone this. We stick our feet through the bottom and we're canoeing down the river.
We're totally canoeing.
We're just walking in the shallows and holding it up around us. Either that or we reverse it and we Jack Sparrow it and we just hold it over our heads as we just walk into the water underwater.
Well, here's the question, man. I don't think so, but is ray tracing already in Borderlands 3?
I would have no idea because I have no idea.
I don't really understand really the differences in this ray tracing business and stuff. I know it's supposed to be awesome lighting that changes everything and makes everything look a lot better, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really get it or see it yet. Maybe I just don't have games that showcase it that well. I don't know.
You're the guy who always tells me, I got the best monitor in history, dude. It's better than a movie theater. I know all the things.
I say that part just to get at you. But it's a decent monitor, yes. But it is not the best monitor by any stretch of imagination. My sister went ahead and bought one of the best monitors that you can buy.
Okay.
And here's the difference. I bought a $600 monitor. She bought a $2,000 monitor. Okay. Yeah. There's a big jump. You know what I mean? I'm getting that off-brand bargain decent monitor. She's buying the top of the line. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe here it is. Maybe the announced and immediate release is that they're putting ray tracing into Borderlands 3 currently, and you'll get that. And then, of course, we'll be in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands 2 when that comes out and releases. Maybe that's the announcement / immediate release.
I got it, Eric. While you were talking, and I was like, that's nonsense. I'm going to think of what it could actually be. I had a hint, and then I deciphered it. I deciphered the message that my brain deciphered in actual real time. Because they say, oh, the announcement and simultaneous release of Yo-Yo-Yo's, the sequel to Yo-Yo's. Mm-hmm. And I thought, announcement and release. It's going to be Homeworld 3's early access. They'll announce that you can get it right now in early access form. Go and do it right now. And then my brain, while you were talking, went, it actually is going to be that, because Yo-Yo-Yo's 3, the sequel to Yo-Yo's 2, there you go. That's perfect. That's what it's going to be. They made the hint, and I deciphered it. I'm going to be right.
Got it.
Because that's so easy. Well, I mean, obviously, yes, you can put, hey, ray tracing in that, and that's cool. It's a downloadable update for Borderlands 3. But I feel like that's the only thing that you can announce that's something new from Gearbox and immediately release it is, hey, it's in early access form now. You can play the beta, which I guess is what early access is anyway. While we build on it, here you go. That's my prediction. That's what it's going to be.
Perfect. All right, we got 2 different predictions going here. We'll see who's right tomorrow. Many also just predict that they probably will give you a couple more class releases for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a given.
Yeah, before I even reread that message, I thought that's what's going to be. Just 2 more of the classes, the intro classes you can do, which will be cool because I want to see more from Wonderlands and see what it's about. But they're not going to simultaneously release anything from Wonderlands, so...
No. That's kind of set in stone already. And we both know Brothers in Arms is some kind of pipe dream that, God knows only where that is. Even though we all know they've been working on it for 100 years. But since we follow so many of the Gearbox monkeys on Twitter, if that was going to be a thing, I think we'd have felt it. You know what I mean? It'd have been a little rump, like, I can't wait for tomorrow. You know what I mean? And I'm not getting that from anybody. So unless they're super, super secret, it ain't going to be that.
I mean, they are super secret sometimes, though, where they're just like, hey, surprise. And then, like, the second that the trailer starts is when everybody blows up the Twitter going, hey, here's the thing.
This is what we were doing. This is what we've been doing. Woo!
So I agree that I don't feel like that's going to happen, especially because it's Brothers in Arms, and I've been waiting the 5 years that we've been doing the show to see some Brothers in Arms, but I still pray to the parallel universe Jesus that I will actually see Brothers in Arms. Like tomorrow. That'd be so cool. And then see it released sometime in my lifetime. Please. Yes. Thank you.
Or maybe that Project 1v1's finally here. I don't know. We'll find out.
There, you can simultaneously release that. Here we go. Project 1v1v1, the sequel to 1v1, which actually didn't come out.
Which never existed but did exist.
Kaboom.
Yes. There you go. You're getting crazy right there. But it's going to be a show. It's going to be great. We're starting to see all these leaks from all these folks announcing they're going to be there. They can't wait to, see people's reactions to the thing that they're doing. And then, of course, just a buzz around the content creators and the bigwigs who are important that get to actually go to the show. They've been talking about how cool it's going to be and how excited they are for it. Jeff himself, he's been out there just going, I'm excited. And then we just got the announcement that Sonic 2's trailer is getting played there with Jim Carrey. And, I know him, and he's hilarious. I love the guy. He's going to be there, too. Dang it, that sucks. I can't remember his name. It's typical Eric. But Jim Carrey and this Yahoo are going to be there to actually talk with, the folks about it. It's going to be a blast because I enjoyed Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
I like Jim Carrey, except for when he did his little Kick-Ass 2 thing that he did. I didn't like that very much. But other than that, I like Jim Carrey, so I'm going to stick with it. And I'm stoked about it. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I honestly... all that news just went right over my head. And then there's one person I follow on Twitter who is like weird about Sonic. Like she's a software designer girl and she does all these Sonic bits. She posted up the poster for Sonic 2 where it said, hey, we're releasing the trailer tomorrow. And I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But that'll be cool because I loved the first Sonic movie. It was just a blast of retro nostalgic fun times. I can't wait for more of that because I love fun movies that are just silly and cool. So yeah, knowing that it's going to be there and he's going to be on stage with apparently some guy who's cool talking about it, that'll be great.
The funny guy from Parks and Rec. He had the sister and he was crazy and loony. You know what I mean? You see that show? You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God, it's crazy. It's stupid. I hate myself sometimes.
Are you talking about oh shit, I just lost his name. Tom Haverford?
Yeah, yes.
Aziz Ansari. Yeah.
Yes, he's in there. He's coming.
Here's how bad I was. I had the Tom, and I went Tom Peters. No, that's a completely different show. God, Tom Goes to the Mayor. God jeepers.
Yes, they're going to be there doing it. It's going to be a good time. Sting's performing. I don't like Sting. I just said that because people probably like Sting.
Like in his face paint, he's going to wrestle. He's going to come down for the
rafters. Yes. Oh, he's coming down. Yeah, with the baseball bat. Yep, and he's going to start singing. It's going to be fantastic. Undertaker's got a background bit. Hollywood Hogan, from what I hear, is coming back. He's making a return.
I'm down with that,
Yeah, I'd be down with that. You kidding me? That'd be the best. But of course, we're joking. And as we did last week, we're going to end it with a quick prediction, Matt. Nothing fast, nothing crazy. But one more quick prediction since we're right before this damn show. What do you want? What do you think's going to happen? A wild one, a real one? I don't care. Quick prediction or a quick one?
I'm dialing it back to last week because I couldn't remember the name of the game that I voted for on the RPG site. And I remembered as I was editing the show and talking to you because I went on that survey and I found it again. Metal Slug Tactics. I got to see a release date. I got to see more trailers. I got to see something more on that game because we got teased at E3. Hey, look, Metal Slug Tactics is coming out. It looks really fresh and it looks really cool. We got no information for you. Give me information here at the Game Awards. Just, hey, while you're doing the best strategy and simulation thing, just say, hey, here's a bunch of games coming out this year. Bam, 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 bam. And then just release the dates. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Give me that. Just more of that. Give me that. I don't have anything else because I'm not looking forward to anything else because the one rule that I'm not going to talk about. So that being after the date, that's what I want. That's it.
I'll make it quick, but here's what's going to happen, man. I can feel it in my bones. All right, I already told you. Square, I'm looking forward to. Square's, I think, is going to have some money makers this year. Chrono Cross remake or remaster. People are back and forth on that part. It's a for sure ticket item coming tomorrow. All right, I think that's going to be a thing, and I think everyone's going to be excited about it. Okay, and they're like, oh man, old school RPGs. This has been happening for a while, getting remade, remastered, brought back. Capcom's going to do it. They're going to be like, I ain't letting Square have the limelight. They're bringing down, I'm going to tote it back. They're not making a new Breath of Fire, man. But they're remastering 1 through 3 and bringing it out as one, collection. Redone, remastered. That Square style where it's just kind of cleaned up.
I'll give you this, because I thought in my brain Breath of Fire trilogy, but then I went, what about 4?
4 was good.
And then I just thought, hey, but it's Capcom. What did they do with the Mega Man stuff? They split it right down the middle, and they went, here's this half, and then buy the other half for the other games. So Breath of Fire, you get 2 double packs, 1 and 2 with the cleanup, nice and new shininess, and then 3 and 4 with the, I kind of scrub the window with my paper towel, and it's good enough.
And we just leave Dragon Quarter alone. We won't mess with that one.
I feel like I don't know. That's what they would do. But after watching some videos on Dragon Quarter, it actually sounds like it was pretty cool and fun.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard. It wasn't that bad, but it just wasn't what?
It wasn't traditional Breath of Fire.
Yeah.
It was this whole new spin on it. I feel, well, okay, then that'll be the third one. If these first 2 sell well, then we might drop this as a digital-only download, our remaster, and it'll be technically as bad as Grand Theft Auto Definitive Editions apparently were.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, Capcom, you really blew the bucket on this one.
Blew that, yeah, bruh, yeah. Well, some iteration of that. That's what I'm going to call today. And maybe if you're hearing this before the show, you're going to see that I'm just some kind of crazy prophet. Not a false prophet this time, perhaps. I hope. That's my dream. I gave you a little dream, as I always do. It's the same dream. It's always been the same dream.
It's a nightmare. Because it will never come true. It's a bad dream. It's a false dream. It's a
the
dream
Dead Space one's coming true.
It's a dumb dream by a dumb idiot. So that's what I'm going to close the show out with. Hey, are you a dumb idiot? Write into the show. No, that's not what I'm going to say. No. Do you have a dream that's better than Eric's, a realistic dream? The Dead Space dream is completely different. You said it, and you have a valid point there. But that's only 2 generations ago.
It's true.
Breath of Fire, the last one, was 3 generations ago. Like I said with Grand Theft Auto, that'd be like bringing an Atari game onto your N64. You can't, it's not happening. Whatever. Anyway, do you dream a dream that I can't get copyright flagged by singing the rest of that song? Let us know via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME, and find us on Facebook under Third Shift. And hey, someone did actually get in touch with us. Our buddy, Steve Cadwallader, right before the show, I saw your giant email that you sent to us and then forwarded to the correct email address. So I'll be sending it to my buddy Eric so he can read it. And I think there's some of that stuff on the show we can read out and catch everybody up on what our buddy Steve is doing. Because it was a great email, and I appreciate you getting in touch with us, Steve, because you're our oldest and best buddy. You're the man. And it was great to hear from you again. And Eric will say that when he reads it again.
I will say that once I read it.
Yes.
Yes, Steve. I'm not saying anything till I read it, because maybe you're saying really negative things about me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what your words are yet. I'm not committing to nothing.
I thought you were just going to be like, yeah, I'll read it, say it when I read it. But then you took it in a negative spin. Steve would never be mean to us.
You left
He's
me
the
as a
one person
buffoon.
who's nice to us, dude.
You left me as a buffoon and an idiot with terrible dreams and hopes.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong, Eric? Am I wrong? Prove me wrong.
No, you're right. But
where's the lie? That's what the kids say. Where is the lie? And then they do this hand
Where's
gesture.
the lie? Yeah.
Where's the lie?
It's true. You know, the lie's over there at Patreon. That's where the lie's at. We steal that money and we use it for nefarious deeds, folks.
That's what we did in the old universe. You can't let these people know about that.
Oh, that's right. We're in the new universe. I forgot. Hey, Patreon, man, gals, folks. We treat it like a tip jar. It helps us out. You know, it keeps the lights on, pays those Podbean bills, pays all the things, helps us get the monitors and the setup and the little rigging and the Yeti mics. Those Yeti mics that we get. You know what I'm saying? That's the off-brand of Yeti, folks, if you don't know, because we don't have enough quite yet to get the Yeti ones. But we'll get there someday. All thanks to all of you out there throwing down those bucks, helping us out. We appreciate it so very much. But there's also other ways to help us if you can't do that, which is by sending us those wonderful emails just like Steve did, or mailbag questions, 5-star ratings on the iTunes. Y'all know the drill. All the options are available to you just like your 5 fingers are, unless you've lost a finger because you're a woodworker or something. 4, 3, 2, 1, however many you got left.
And on top of that, you can count on your fingers. Well, you can't count on your fingers the number of episodes, but you can count the number of days until the next episode, possibly, because the next episode will drop on the 16th of December on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey. I didn't say hey last time. I say hey this time. If you like what we're doing, you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. We really do appreciate it. We love you in this new parallel universe. We love you guys here. Not like the other guys. We didn't like them. That's why we left. That's why we moved over.
And came to this one. Then we're playing it off like it was an accident.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, whoa. What a magical thing that happened.
Make sure you got that out of the show, okay? Get that part edited out.
Oh, yeah, I'll cut it. Hey, you know what? I'll bleep it, and then Steve will have to get in touch with us again.
I like it. That's a great idea. You're welcome, Steve.
But with that, there really is nothing else to say. But don't forget to save. Yeah.
What a hype day tonight.
Shut up and sit down.